power of a parent and somebody who believes in you. Hey guys, so it's me, Heather Chauvin. This is another episode of This Is Easy. My goal is to do a podcast a day from Monday through Friday, and of course take the weekends off, just to give you some insight, inspiration, motivation, aha moments of how we can change the way that we live, work, play, and parent. So today I wanted to share with you an inspiring video that I watched on Facebook. Do you know what goal cast is? You can Google it, maybe YouTube goal cast, and they're inspiring videos. Oftentimes you'll see like a speech done by Oprah or someone inspiring and famous who have really overcome adversity. And, you know, their point of view on life is very unique, and the way that they see the world and the way that they teach and preach. So I was watching this video and I didn't know who this guy was. And so after doing a little research, I found out that his name is Rock Thomas. And he's just a, normal person. I think he made it big in real estate, but he was telling his life story as a child and what he endured and what he went through as a small child. And so the topic of the video was I had to feed and look after 22 horses before I earned the right to eat breakfast. And so I thought, his first 30 seconds of the video, okay, great. This is a video about his story, about work ethic. And, I'm like, definitely we let our children get away with a lot more these days than what they used to, and things like that. So as he continued his story, it just broke my heart. But he was talking about how as a child he had to work, right? This is normal. And, so his work ethic was drilled in him, and he knew the importance of working hard. He understood this. He got this. And he talked a lot about his father in this video, and sharing his story about how all he wanted to do was, throw a football with his dad. And his dad said, on your 13th birthday, son, we'll throw a football. And so on his 13th birthday, he went to his son and ran in the house or whatever. He's like, hey dad, let you have time to throw a football. And his dad looked at him and he said in the video, his dad was chained to a desk, and I don't think he was physically chained to his desk, but he was just sitting at his desk, and he said, he turned around, he kind of barked at his son and said, do you understand how difficult it is to put a roof over your head and food on the table? And he yelled at him, and he said, get outside and work. We don't have time to play. So as a very young child, Rock Thomas was conditioned to believe that all life is life sucks and all you're meant to do is work, right? Work, and suck it up and work, and play, it just does not exist. So at the age of 17, he kind of thought, I have enough of this. I'm done with this shit. I'm going to go figure it out myself. So he said, even if I have to pay rent somewhere else, it won't be as difficult as living here with my parents. So he left his house early. He went and got a job doing whatever, construction, carpentry, wherever he could get a job. He had really good work ethic, and that was always the feedback that people would give him is you're a workhorse. You work really, really hard. That was never the issue. So he saved up his money and he kept climbing the ladder, and he was doing really good. And then his father got sick. So as years passed, let's just say it was 10 plus years passed, his father got really sick, and his mom called him and said, your father's dying of cancer. You have to come home and help. So he had some money in the bank, and he came home, and being, a good steward that he was, he came home, he worked the farm, and he gave all of his money to his parents to try to pay the bills because his father couldn't could no longer work, right? Their lifestyle was not sustainable. The finances weren't sustainable, and everything just came crashing down. So he was working the farm, but also trying to pay the bills, and pretty much lost everything, like lost it all. And so even though he was treated like a bag of shit by his father, he did come back at the end of his life and just try to help him, right? He was committed to, to supporting his family. And so in the video, Rock talks about how he, all he ever wanted was for his father to say he was proud of him. Like, that's why he worked so hard, because he had the belief that if I work really, really hard, my father will look at me and say, son, I am proud of you. And so much of all of us can relate with our parents and what we want and desire from them. And then as a mother myself, I think, oh my gosh, it's so interesting, because I don't ever want my children to depend on me to feel proud. Like, of course I'm proud of them, but it's also this illusion in our own mind of like, are they proud of me? Are they proud of me? Are they proud of me? And even if they say, I am proud of you, it's interesting how we just construct these stories in our mind, and how we all have mommy and daddy issues, and how these kind of play out in our future. So, being on the other side of it as a parent, I understand, but also being a child of always wanting my father to be proud of me is really interesting how we have these stories that play out in our mind. So Rock went back, and he's literally holding his dad's hand, on his deathbed, and his dad is like dying. And he said, Dad, are you proud of me? Are you proud of the man that I have become? And Rock is thinking, all of the things that he's accomplished when he left home and he worked his ass off to make all this money and blah, blah, blah. And his father said, no, son, there's nothing I can think of a reason why I would be proud of you. Oh my gosh, like heartbreaking, right? So Rock was around 30 years old after his dad passed, and he left the farm. I'm not really sure what happened to his mom. It seemed like she was there, but I don't know if she lost the farm or what. He went home. Rock went back. And at this time, I think he was married and he had a child. He went back home. His marriage fell apart, got divorced, lost access to his children, or, part-time access. I'm not exactly sure. So his family broke apart. He lost all of his money, had to declare bankruptcy because he gave a lot of his money away to his parents, and he had nothing. He had to start from the bottom. So he said this was a new low in his life, and he had to start from the ground up. So he went back to work and did whatever he possibly could, and he found this mentor. This is where it gets good. He found this mentor, and the mentor, he was work, because again, that's all he knew, right? That's all he knew what to do. And the mentor, it was like one night, the guy's like ready to leave the office, and he's like, Rock, why are you still here? And he's like, I'm just working, I want to build back up. I want to be really good, yada, yada. And the guy looked at him and he said, like, tell me a little bit about your background. Like, what do you think of yourself? And so it came out, Rock told him, like, I think I'm not good enough. Like, I'm just this skinny white boy. I'm a farmer. Like, I don't have this sense of worth or good enoughness or whatever. And I'm kind of paraphrasing here. And so this mentor, I think he was his boss, looked at him and said, who do you want to be? He goes, well, I really admire Clint Eastwood. And he goes, why? He goes, because he's ruggedly handsome and he's well respected. So his mentor said, okay, every day you wake up, you tell yourself, I'm ruggedly handsome, I'm ruggedly handsome, I'm ruggedly handsome. And so this is what Rock did. And he said, I'm ruggedly handsome, I'm ruggedly handsome, I'm ruggedly handsome. The reason why I'm telling you this is because in this video, as I'm watching it, he starts crying, right, as he's telling a story. And Rock says, this is the first time in my life that somebody taught me that I could change my thoughts, that I could reprogram my brain, that I could rewire my belief system. And I was like, yes, because this is what I teach you guys. You are very capable of changing the way you think and feel, but you have to recondition your brain. And how do we do that? And I think it was a great visual, what he was talking about, of every day going, I'm ruggedly handsome, I am ruggedly handsome, I am ruggedly handsome. And then he said, Okay. And then as I started to build up my confidence, I started telling myself, I am the top earner in real estate in my area. I am the top earner in real estate in my area. And he repeated this and repeated this. And, people always ask me, well, Heather, I have this I'm not enoughness, or I have this belief that I'm not good enough, or worthiness issues. And, people want to talk about it for hours and hours and hours. And, they play it out in therapy and they're talking about their mommy and daddy issues. And the truth is, guys, we all have our dark sides. We all have the light and the dark, the yin and the yang, the shadow sides. There's a book out there. Oh my gosh, what's her name? Oh, she passed away. The Dark Side of the Light Chasers. The Dark Side of the Light Chasers, Debbie Ford. Is this who it is? Somebody email me if I said this incorrectly. Just email support@heatherchauvin.com. I believe it's Debbie Ford, The Dark Side of the Light Chasers. So she, talks about it's not all rainbows and kitty cats all the time. Like, you can tell yourself, you can get freaking hypnotized. You can do all of the, invest 24 hours of your day trying to get rid of these beliefs, rid of these thoughts. But the truth is, you have to focus on what you do want, or who you do want to become. I am ruggedly handsome. I am ruggedly handsome. I am energized. I am energized. It is easy for me to lose weight and to keep it off. My children are perfect. Parenting is easy. Parenting is easy. Parenting is easy. I am debt free and making really good money in my business. My marriage is happy and healthy. Whatever your belief is, whatever your story is about your situation, you have to write down the complete opposite and repeat it over and over and over and over again. So when I'm working on a belief system, I will write it out over and over and over again in my journal. Even if it's just 5 minutes a day, one simple line over and over and over again. And then throughout the day, the complete opposite will pop into my head, and I catch myself and I go, nope, reframe, turn it around. So I was really inspired by this story because this guy came from nothing, not a lot, and built himself up, and then, got down to the new bottom, but realizing that, the importance of a parent and somebody who believes in you. Your role, I say this all the time, parenting is one of the most highly respected and undervalued vocations, leadership roles. And as a society, everybody, it doesn't matter. Your parenting crap always comes up, right? Whether you don't have children or not, how you were raised always affects your success. It affects every part of your being, consciously and unconsciously. So it blows my mind when I'm talking to somebody and they feel out of control in their life, and they've convinced themselves that how they show up energetically has no effect on how their children are going to parent their children, or how they are going to show up as adults. And so this is really, really important, that if I can give you anything, is you matter. How you think and how you feel matters. How you energetically show up matters. And yes, we get inspired and we overstimulate ourselves and we read way too many books and think, well, if I read this book, then my life is going to change. But the truth is, you have to do the work. And if you're not doing the work, nothing is going to change. And the work just isn't about drinking your green smoothies and going to yoga and then feeling relaxed for an hour and then entering back in and yelling and screaming and feeling like change isn't made. You have to do the deep work. You have to look at the things that you're resisting. You have to jump in, be scared, and stretch yourself. You have to have a mentor, somebody in your life who believes in you, somebody in your life who will guide you in the right direction, somebody in your life that you trust, that you can say, show me the way. And then you will start attracting people, and then you become mentors for these people. But the truth is, you're mentors for your children. That's all you are. And the reason why I see so much fear and scarcity in the parenting world is because when you feel out of control, of a certain aspect of your life, you overcompensate and try to do the same for your children because you were unwilling to learn and master that skill yourself. So how can you reprogram your brain? Your action step today is, what is that one little phrase that you need to tell yourself and write down over and over and over and over again? 5 minutes. You spend way more than 5 minutes on your phone. Spend 5 minutes in your journal with a pen and a piece of paper and write it down. I am. And what do you want? I am, I am, I am, I am. Write it over and over and over. So thank you guys so much for listening today. As a reminder, his name was Rock Thomas. You can check it out on goalcast.com, or just I'm pretty sure it's probably on YouTube, but it's a really interesting video, and yeah, you need to check it out. It was an eye-opener for me, and it was a game changer and confirmation that, yeah, you can come from anything and build what you truly create and desire in your life. What do we have? So until the end of the month, until February of 2018, we're opening the next round of the Mom is in Control Mastery. We're taking applications. So head on over to momisincontrol.com/mastery and fill out that application. I'm going to warn you, this is a high-level, results-oriented coaching program for women who are ready and willing and committed to their results. What does this mean? Just because you say you want something doesn't mean you're actually willing to do the work to make it happen. In coaching, you are stretched, you are expanded, you feel vulnerable. It's about creating a plan and making shit happen. So many of us are really great at writing out that to-do list and creating that plan, and we feel so organized and ready, but it's actually about doing the work. And this is what the Mom is in Control Mastery program is about. It's about stretching you beyond what you thought was ever possible for yourself. And yes, you will be triggered, and yes, you will be expanded. And that is what I'm here for, to help you and hold your hand and create the plan with you and call you out on your shit and make things happen. We're going to explore your parenting. We're going to explore your work. We're going to explore your relationships, your money, your time, and your energy. So fill out that application. I will personally review it and respond. Take your time filling it out, because if you don't take your time filling it out, most likely you will not hear from me. You have to be mentally ready and totally energetically invested, because if you run and hide, things just won't happen in your life. So momisincontrol.com/mastery. Fill out the application. And again, this is a high-level coaching program for women who are committed, no excuses, and ready to make things happen and shift how they live, work, play,